Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, it's 11:04 and Canada's men's hockey team may never lose again. And what did we say all along? Binnington's the guy. I mean, who wasn't saying that? We all knew Binnington would be the guy. There's never any doubt that Binnington wouldn't be the guy. How good did Connor McDavid look? Come on, man. Gosh, Connor McDavid just doing whatever he wants. Now, I don't want to say against the best in the world because, you know, the Czechia roster's strong. Don't get me wrong. Fought pretty hard for a long time. But in the end, Connor McDavid is like Thanos. He's inevitable. Like, it's just how it is. So, what we have? My game day prediction, McDavid 2 points. He had more than that. Didn't he have 3 points? He had 3 assists. What are you supposed to do if you're Czechia? And you got McDavid on one post and McKinnon on the other. On a power play.
That's why I giggle a bit yesterday because I was like these first 2 games, I'm like, come on. And everybody's getting mad at me, like, oh, you're jinxing. I'm like, just look at the top 2 lines, for example.
Yeah.
Like, who can compete with that outside of the USA? No one.
Nobody. Oh, there we go. Thanks, buddy.
Like, Celebrini, Wilson, and McDavid looked awesome.
They did look awesome. Like, I've got some things I want to talk about with Huss. One of them is McDavid, Celebrini, Wilson looked awesome. They got goals from some unlikely sources.
Yeah.
Binnington answers the bell. Morrissey got hurt. That's not ideal.
That's unfortunate.
I think Morrissey's their second best defenseman, so that's not ideal. We'll follow what the storylines are there. But in the end, I mean, Connor McDavid is brilliant. He was excellent. But it was a fun hockey game to watch, man. You're basically locked into a lock shop post-game show of Canada getting past Czechia. 5-0 the final. Glue guy's fired up because he had the under 5.5. We cashed that. We got the puck line boosted to plus 100 today. So that needed to be 3 or more, and we got that as well. So a nice start for Team Canada at the Olympics. They get Switzerland tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's the afternoon game for us. It's like a 1 o'clock start tomorrow. All of Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by Play Alberta, including the Lock Shop. And we've got Huss from WST. He's locked and loaded, ready to go. Game ended just on time. We could not have asked for a better last 2.5 hours. Could we, Huss?
Right there.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
12 bloody years for this.
Yeah.
Just thinking about this, I'm pissed off that I saw Brian Hayes tweet. Yeah, Macklin Celebrini didn't probably see a minute of the game in 12 years ago because he was in elementary school.
Yeah.
I mean, but anyways, yes, we have missed out, but it was worth the wait. And man, did our boys look ready to go and just seemingly on a mission. I mean, I'll get it out of the way right away. I will be more than happy to take the L or own a great deal of skepticism on our goaler, Mr.
On Binnington.
But much like last year at the Four Nations, this is what we want. I think when he's doubted, when he is up against it, if anything, it makes it more impressive that the Jets came back with that goal with 1.6 seconds left in the playoffs last year. Beat them in overtime in Game 7. I thought he was awesome. And listen, he's a head case a lot of the time. And I don't know if you caught, was it in the third period when Faxo went over him? Which probably should have been a penalty, as Mike Johnson said.
Yeah.
And was it Harley that came in and Binnington was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's in he was in a zone. And that's exactly what this team is going to need when, we, move up the ladder of the teams that we're playing. But I thought Binnington was amazing. And I mean, if that was always the biggest question mark for Canada, will they, have goaltending that will be on the level of the rest of their team? And it was, so good for him. Thank you, Jordan. And I mean, as far as the rest of the team, I mean, this was a dominant 60-minute performance. And listen,
they look great.
Credit to the Czechs. I thought the Czechs, first period, I thought they hung in there. Thought they had
and then they pushed back, right? Like they were kind of on their heels a bit. And then after the goal that was disallowed, they kind of got going a bit. Like,
I think this was a great, in the way the tournament was set up, while the Swedes are playing the Italians and the US is getting, some of the teams that they've got, to play a team like the Czechs in the first game, Canada needed to be ready to come out poised, focused, and all business. And they were. And this is only going to build people's confidence moving forward, going into tomorrow's game against the Swiss, where I do believe we'll get Logan Thompson to play.
Yeah.
But based on what we saw in this one, I don't know how they go anywhere other than Binnington against France, and then likelihood in that first.
Well, then
one.
you're into the quarterfinals, and once you're into the quarterfinals, you're probably just locked into a guy, right? Unless you win a game like 7-5 and he's awful. Then maybe you look at something different, but I don't see that. I don't see that happening. All right, 780-218-9999. If you're joining us right now, we are breaking down Canada's win over Czechia to get us started. Nash says, great game. One complaint, the TSN stream is garbage. It kicked me out every 3 to 5 minutes. So frustrating. El Presidente says he was watching on the CBC Gem. Our boys were watching it on the CBC Gem app, and then I was in my office watching it on the TELUS TV app, which was pretty smooth. You must have just been watching it on television. Hey, House?
Old school. Well, I did watch it on the first maybe 10 minutes. I was doing something in my room, so I had it on my iPad on the Bell 5 TV. But yeah, I moved out in the majority of the game. We got a chance to just watch it on good old-fashioned 56-inch TV, just like the old days.
Quick note on Connor McDavid. Stats Center just tweeted this out a few moments ago. Highest career men's international tournament points per game, World/Canada Cup, World Championships, 4-nation faceoffs, and Olympics. Points per game, minimum 20 such games played. Number 1, Wayne Gretzky, 1.49. Number 2, Connor McDavid, 1.36. Number 3, Mario Lemieux, 1.34. And number 4, Sidney Crosby, 1.29. Like, there's no, fairy tale story in there. This is at the biggest national events. Gretzky, McDavid, Lemieux, Crosby. The best to do it in those moments. So, it was a good start. What'd you think of Wilson, McDavid, and Celebrini, man? Because I thought, my God, it looked like a perfect combination of players for a line in hockey. It was skinny guy, medium guy, big guy from the old ice hockey days. If that's how you would have laid it out.
Remus did a 3-minute diatribe on how John Cooper went to the old Nintendo ice hockey to put this together. It was quite funny. Yeah, no, listen. And I'm feeling pretty good about that. I had suggested that when we were obviously obsessing about who was going to play with who.
Yeah.
But Tom Wilson might be the perfect guy to play with McDavid and maybe a Celebrini. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, he had a couple big hits, but man, he can still move. He's so powerful in the corners and on those puck battles. And I mean, all you need to do on that line is get it to 97 or Celebrini for that matter.
Yeah.
I thought Celebrini was incredible. 19 years old, first game of this magnitude. I mean, he was phenomenal. So, I mean, the top line was great. I thought McKinnon, and McKinnon's in a bit of a different role, being, the 2C. They've had different players with him, in both practices, and then they moved Suzuki up there. I thought Suzuki looked really good. Unfortunate that he had that kind of weird penalty that took that first goal off the board. But he really, McKinnon and McDavid both seem like they're just on such a mission. And what about the Graybeards? Sid, phenomenal. I thought Drew Doughty was great. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that didn't have Mark Stone on this team.
I'm one of them. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I wasn't.
Dude, Mark Stone is that line is so is so neat with Marner and Stone and Sid. I mean, that will be the line that is going up against the best of the other teams. And not only did they get it done defensively, but had some great time in the ozone. And I mean, dude, that pass by Marner, like, we don't think of Marner as this defensive stalwart, but he really is. And Marner and Stone have the two best sticks probably in the NHL. So, I mean, they'll turn tons of pucks over. They'll get chances the other way. I mean, it's really hard to nitpick anything that wasn't brilliant about Canada's performance. Disappointed about Josh Morrissey, our guy, going out. And I didn't really see. Apparently, what Michael Russo said that, what did he say here? Connor just sent this to me. Yeah, Russo said Morrissey played one shift to start the second. Nothing really happens other than a nothing check from Palat. His last shift of the first, with about 1:16 left, he clanked legs with Nakash and looked like he felt something coming up the ice. So I don't know whether this was precautionary. They did have the 6 defensemen. They were in a pretty good spot. But I am with you. I mean, he's one of the team's best defensemen. You'd really hope that he's there. And, man, the guy can't catch a break. I mean, sick for the final of the Four Nations. And he's such a reliable player for the Jets. He never misses games or anything like that. And then he puts the Canadian jersey on. And
he's our second best defenseman, isn't he? That's how I kind of view him. Like behind McCarr, I think he's probably the defenseman I would take next.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm biased, but I would say as well. I mean, it's a pretty good group overall. But I mean, you saw Shea Theodore wasn't even playing a regular shift at the start. He was sort of the 7th defenseman. Yeah. But I was really impressed with Doughty, but the old heads, man. Here's a question for you. What are the chances? Again, I know we've just played one game of this tournament, and we've still got a lot of the 2026 tournament to play. What do you think the chances are that Sid is still on Team Canada in 4 years?
You know what? It's funny 42. Because I'm watching 41. The game. I'm watching the game, and I'm prepping for 2 guys and a goalie, which is coming up from noon until 1 with Cass and Gager and me. And that's one of the, we have this segment on that show called Hire It or Fire It. And my one question is, Sidney Crosby will be on Team Canada in 2030. Hire it or fire it. And I was going to throw it to the boys today. And I mean, I think, probably, like, it should be unlikely. But if he is still playing hockey, he's going to be on this team, right? Like, that's, I think even if it's like you're bringing Sid, he's your 4th line center because he's only a 65-point guy now in the National Hockey League. He's a 90-point guy still. In 4 years, he might be a 65, 70-point guy, and you run him back again. Like, it's crazy, but I don't think it's crazy, I guess is what I'm going to try to say here.
Yeah, like, I guess the question is, I feel like he's going to want to play, like, until he has literally nothing left. And, man, he looks so good right now. I don't know if it would be greater than 50%, but I would definitely put it 30-40% that Sid still has it in him and he's still going well enough to be there coming up in 4 years.
Like, I sort of assume he's got at least 2 more years in the National Hockey League. 3 is probably the case. And then, does he have 1 more year in him and that would be a great way to go out. Like, in your final year, to also be on Team Canada at the age of like 41, and people are just like wowed by what you're still bringing to the table. That'd be a hell of a sort of send-off in a final year for Sidney Crosby. I don't know if you're listening right now and tuning in to iHeart, or you're watching over on YouTube today. What do you say to this? You think Sidney Crosby will be on Team Canada in 4 years?
He's 38 right now. I would be stunned if he doesn't play the 2 more years and is on Canada's World Cup team in 2 years.
Yeah, I sort of just assume that'll be the case.
And then where are the next Winter Olympics? Do we know?
I saw it last night. France. Is it in France? I think it might be in France. 2030 Winter Olympics. I saw. Yeah, the Alps, the French Alps, 2030 for the Winter Olympics. So, I mean, not a bad place to go out either. For a memorable Olympics. As long as he stays healthy, man, I don't see him slowing down to the point where he's going to be playing in the league and Team Canada is going to say, yeah, you know what? We're going to bring Horvat back instead for a second. By the way, nice goal by Horvat. In this, and that's the thing. Horvat scored, Suzuki scored. So you got these other guys. Now, Suzuki was right place, right time, and managed to get one to pop over the goaltender. But, like, it was, I'm not going to say perfect because tough to play a perfect hockey game, but that was pretty much damn close as you can get to perfect. Czechia is probably a top 5 or 6 team in this tournament, and you just took it to them pretty good to get things started.
My only complaint of anything today, and Matt Hyman will understand this. We put together a parlay, and it was originally done before they did this Reinhardt Suzuki switch. So we had Canada -1.5, Celebrini goal, Makar assist, Reinhardt point. And we got the goal and the assist on the first goal.
Didn't get the Reinhardt point.
Couldn't get the Reinhardt point, and everyone else had a little bit of a piece. And he was on the power play on a couple of them, just wasn't able to get in. But it was just a glorious morning, Dusty, for this to happen. I skipped a McDick's breakfast, kicked back.
What a morning. You've been yawning a lot. Were you up late last night, Huss? No,
probably slept about 15 hours. Like, I've been sick. Like, the second the show was over, I was out for about, 4 hours. Got up for about 90 minutes, ate something, and then had a somewhat interrupted sleep.
And then you got McDonald's for breakfast. If there's one thing that will nurse you back to health, Huss, it's a McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah.
What'd you get? What's the order? What are you skipping in?
I went with the sausage McGriddle.
Elite choice.
Large. I needed the vitamin C. I went large OJ.
Makes sense.
And a sausage McMuffin on the side. I don't like the eggs in the McDonald's.
You and me are the Spider-Man meme right now. I go sausage McMuffin, no egg. Sausage McGriddle, no egg, but extra cheese. And then I'm usually mixing in either a milk or sometimes I'll do a morning iced tea just to kind of get my day going, kind of skip forward a bit.
Well, I do have one gripe that on the app or on Skip, you can't, like, since when can you not get, now I should have gotten orange juice today. I needed it. So that was the right move, but you can't get a Diet Coke. You can't get, like, it's only like coffee, tea, or OJ. Those are the only options.
No, you must have been looking at the wrong place. Like on Skip? Maybe it's what?
For breakfast.
For breakfast. Okay, well, maybe that makes sense because a lot of people might not be expecting somebody to order a Diet Pepsi for breakfast.
I agree, but it's not like they can't get that. Like, you would think that would be in. And then do they not have like some sort of smoothies or something? Like, they've got some other like new.
Well, they've had a smoothie there for a while. I remember I used to get the McDonald's smoothie because I thought it was healthy for you. And then Tammy's like, it's probably just full of sugar. So I was like, okay, well.
Tyson, egg is the only real thing at McD. Well, that's why it didn't make the cut. Chicken McMuffin, very underrated. Like, I love just about everything at McDonald's. I got to tell you, did not vibe with the chicken McMuffin.
You know what? I'm usually pretty basic, but I liked the chicken McMuffin. I'll mix one in every once in a while, just a little sprinkle every once in a while. I'll go there if I need a change,
I do like in the States when you're there, the biscuits that they have. It's not really a very Canadian thing, but you can get basically like the McMuffin, the McGriddle, but on one of those on one of those biscuits.
All right, so there you go. There's a little breakfast order. What else were you going to say? Oh, by the way, we got heart-shaped pizzas delivered from
Nice.
from Boston Pizza. They dropped some off for the boys today.
Isn't that nice?
We're diving into that. It's very nice of them. We love them, right? So it's
You going
it
to
makes
take your
sense.
wife out for a heart-shaped pizza tomorrow at BP?
I don't know. We might order heart-shaped pizzas with the kids, but we're trying to get away from the kids for a little bit on Valentine's Day. Don't get me wrong. We love the kids, but it'd be nice to like have dinner by ourselves. So
What
We'll
would
see.
you say, Dusty? What would you say is the most romantic thing you've done for your wife in the last calendar year?
oh man, you are a real son of a bitch for bringing this up. Geez, man, I don't even know.
See, it's a good thing I
I-
said that on the 12th of February.
Yeah.
You can maybe step up on the
I don't know. I will say I booked us a trip to Vegas in late March.
That's
Just her
nice.
and I. We haven't been away from the kids for more than like one night together in, I don't know, like 4 years. So that's kind of romantic, I guess.
That counts. That definitely
Yeah.
counts. Let me
Um,
guess. You're going to, no, I was going to say, Luca and the Lakers are playing a game there, and we got
Well, no. So my March, I don't know if I've laid out my March for you, Huss, but I'm calling that Sens Flames game, March 5th.
That's happening.
For TS. Yeah, I told you that, didn't I? Yeah,
No,
anyway.
you were going to do a game, and then it didn't happen. and-
Yeah, I was going to do a game for MSG Network, but then that didn't happen. But then TSN reached out, and I'm going to go call the Ottawa-Calgary game in Calgary with Jamie McLennan on March 5th. So that's March 5th. Then the next week, I'm going solo on Tuesday down to LA to go watch the Lakers versus the Timberwolves and the Lakers versus the Bulls. They play Tuesday and Thursday, so I'm finally going to go see my guy, which I'm pretty excited about, just flying down by myself. And then in March, during spring break, we're going to take the kids to my parents' place. And then Tam and I are going to sneak down to Vegas for like Monday to Friday. So like 4 nights. So it should
That's
be
amazing.
should be pretty good. Yeah, March is like an all-time run for me here, which is going to be great. Can't wait.
And then when's the Mexico? Next
Oh,
week?
that's February 22nd to March 1st. So yeah, I'm like gallivanting around there for about 3 of 5 weeks. But then you know what? I'll be settled in. I'll be locked and loaded for a playoff run for the mighty Edmonton Oilers. So yeah, we had people this morning texting in. I know some people were joking about it on the text line during Lock Shop and joking about it over the Nasty Chat. But they're like, Dusty, what would the package have to be to get Tom Wilson out of Washington to come play with Connor McDavid? And I think he's like a unicorn. He's like an untradeable asset. Like, why, if you had that guy, why would you ever give that type of guy up? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And he's like,
Well,
arguably their most consistent offensive player right now, too.
he's going to score 40.
Yeah.
again.
He's having a monster year.
And what's his well, he's also signed at only $6.5 million until 2031.
Yeah. Brilliant deal.
That's a top 10 contract in the league.
Brilliant deal. Yeah.
Top 10 contract in the league.
That's pretty impressive. So
I don't know. I mean,
do you like coming off this game against Czechia? Now they get Switzerland, then they get France. Like, are they going to hang? Like, I mean, Switzerland should. I mean, is it going to be like 7-0, and then like
it's going to be like today.
10 or 11-0? Is that what we're going to witness in the preliminary round here, or what?
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think if I would have bet what team has the best chance to score on Canada, I would have said the Czechs.
Czechia, yeah.
So I think there's a good chance they actually do run the table and don't give up a goal. Now that I think about it.
That was
I'm not
another question I
expecting
got
much
on
from
two
the
guys:
French.
is Canada will allow a goal in the preliminary round?
Not expecting much from the French.
Yeah.
So, that was the question.
Yeah, that's one of my questions. Are they going to allow a goal in the preliminary round?
Oh, now that we've already had this show.
Now that we've already
Yeah.
had, that we've had one, I mean, things can happen, I guess. But I don't see, Switzerland has a few offensive threats, not as many as we probably would see today. And then France. Now, that being said, Italy buried a couple on Sweden. Found a way to get totally peppered, but hang around till the very end.
Dude, the Oilers should be talking to that Italian goalie.
He's not a guy who's under contract by somebody and is just playing in Europe right now or something. Is he like?
I don't think so. I think their entire team is just like Italians that are playing out there, maybe playing in.
Oh, we lost Huss. He'll reconnect here. Who is Damian Clara, Italy's first true hockey prospect? He's actually drafted. Clara was drafted in 2023, or in 2023, he became the first Italian-born player drafted by an NHL team in the Anaheim Ducks. They selected him in the second round. And he's the only one to have signed a contract. Huss, I was just getting up to speed on this Clara, the Italian goaltender. Second round pick of the Ducks in 2024.
Where is he playing?
Well, let's find that out. He was let's see where he's playing. So he's playing in Sweden right now. Last year, he split between the Finnish league and the Swedish junior, and he played 2 games with the San Diego Gulls. But he was the 60th overall pick in the 2023 draft by the Ducks. So he's a late second rounder in 2023. I was just reading an article about him, how he's like the first true Italian prospect. So not the others can't even get their hands on that guy.
Man, you add him in with Dostal? I thought Dostal made some good saves today too.
Yeah, what are you gonna do
on McDavid? Like McDavid could have had 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Today. Who
the
was
save
it
and then the glove after on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was brilliant. But yeah, Claire, I mean, what a story he was yesterday. At one point, and Gustafsson was trash, like let in a terrible goal right off the bat. It's 1-0. And I believe when it was 2-2, the shots were 31-4 in favor of the Swedes. But yeah, I mean, he's playing overseas right now in Sweden. He's a 2023 pick. Well, he must be signed by the Ducks because he played in San Diego last year. So maybe he'll come over and challenge.
Yeah, no, he signed a contract in 2024. So he signed. He's signed, drafted in 23, signed a contract in 24. So, yeah. Something to monitor, I guess, for the Ducks moving forward. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9990. Here's a question. No name on this one, but Huss, I'll throw it to you. Do you think Cooper had them intentionally going after Gudas in hopes of testing out the power play a little bit more? Seemed interesting with a 3-0 lead, multiple lines and players targeting him. I kind of had a lot of time for that. I loved when Cuthbert just kept going, and now it's Marchand taking a run at Gudas or whoever it was. It was McKinnon who gave him a decent little pop too. It almost seemed like they were like, you know what, we're going to Gudas in this game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they did. And I liked that early like that.
Well, I mean, let's think about the mind of John Cooper. The Panthers are like this bully team in the NHL right now. And what happens every time Tampa and Florida play? Tampa goes right at them.
Yeah.
Like they are not afraid of anybody. And I think that comes from their coach. And I think when he looks at a player like that is a known hatchet man, cheap shot artist, a guy that, will certainly take liberties with many, many players. I think his sort of MO, his thoughts on it is that, it's, we're going to take it to them. We're not going to wait for him to do something to us. And everyone in Canada seemed to have that mindset with the exception of Jordan Binnington, which is hilarious because usually Binnington is the one that's sort of playing off script. and the Canadian teams are always, focused. I'm so happy that Cooper is the coach here. He made a comment about the way that they are going to play, and we saw it. Fast, exciting, dynamic. It is just night and day to the Babcock team from Sochi.
Oh, yeah. It's completely opposite.
Like, honest to God, I mean, this is going to sound sacrilegious after saying, oh, we've been waiting so long for it. But that team in Sochi, they didn't seem like they were having any fun. The games were an absolute slog. The gold medal game was one of the most boring games of the tournament. And, we left pumped that we got the gold medal, but it wasn't really like the experience for everyone. I don't think was that great. No, whatever. It was in Russia. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on around it. But to me, this is the perfect storm. We've got the best, most creative, brilliant coach in the NHL with a lineup of superstars. And they're not playing a style of hockey that is just out to neutralize their opponents and neuter them. They're going out to beat other teams in every aspect of the game because they're better than them. And that's what we saw today.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Okay, I'm looking forward at the schedule. I think there's a path to a little parlay here. Now, Germany plays right away. They play this afternoon, so I don't want to throw them into parlay because I'd like this ticket, to be something that people can get on as we work our way through the day. So just looking at these men's hockey games here, Huss.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so USA plays today against Latvia. Denmark plays Germany. And then, so tomorrow, Canada at -2.5 is -130. They do play the Swiss. We cashed the -2.5 today. I know, Switzerland has found ways in the past to play tight against Canada, but I like Canada here -2.5 again. Here's what else we have on the schedule for tomorrow. We've got Italy and Slovakia. Looking at Slovakia -3.5 on a puck line at +100. The total in that game's at 5.5. And then we also do get Finland and Sweden tomorrow morning. Obviously an important game for Finland, important game for both of these teams right now. It always is when these two teams meet. Bitter rivals. The numbers I'm seeing on this one right now, Finland's +175, Sweden's -222. The puck line is at 1.5. Finland -196 up to +1.5. Sweden +118. And then the total is at 5.5 with the over at -102 and the under at -147. And then I mentioned the Canada, like the total in the Canada games at 5.5 too. Do we like the over the 5.5 in that Canada Switzerland game, or is this another tidy 4-0, 5-0 victory?
How do we not score 4 or 5 goals? Like 5, I would say, is probably the minimum.
But then is it just 5-0?
Well,
like
exactly.
Like you just saw, right? Like that's so I like that. I love the -2.5. Huss, you got to take on this Finland-Sweden game, or maybe the Slovakia on the 3.5 against Italy.
Well, what did you say the number you have for Finland on the money line is?
+157.
Oh, 157.
Yeah.
Like you said 175.
No,
like,
+157.
Okay. Massive game for the Finns. They got their wake-up call against the Slovakians. Swedes weren't particularly good. I mean, they did put 60 shots up. I shouldn't say they weren't particularly good. Their goaltending was a little iffy. There is part of me that, and I mean, Finland beat the Swedes. It was an OT at the Four Nations.
Yeah.
Like, put it this way. I think the values on Finland, I could see them winning this game. Like, I don't think the Swedes should be as big of a favorite as they are. It's a really, really tough pick. I'm always kind of sometimes I will go with the better value, the bigger number. It's tough for me. I don't think I would bet Sweden at that number.
No.
I would think long and hard about jumping at the Finns at more than 1.5 to 1 or 3 to 2 on it. What did you have for Latvia USA?
Yeah, that one's going down here right away. USA minus 4.5 on the puck line.
Yeah, I think
Total in that one's at 6.5. But I'm just thinking for tomorrow morning, like, so if we go Canada, Slovakia, Slovakia minus 3.5 against Italy. Italy, they got peppered, absolutely peppered by Sweden. We just were talking about the Italian goaltender. Yeah. I don't know. I thought Slovakia looked pretty good against Finland.
They did. Now here's the thing: is Clara playing?
Yeah, is he going to start the next game? I don't know if we'll have Italian goaltender starter updates.
Yeah, where's the scrum from the Italian coach?
Yeah, does anybody have any information on this? He's their biggest hockey star right now. I would think you probably let this guy play every single game. I'd be somewhat surprised. Like, he stopped 46 of 49 shots in the last game. If he's not playing, I'd hammer Slovakia at the minus 3.5. If he's playing, it might have to be a little bit different on that number. Like, so if Canada's at plus or minus 2.5, let's say we put Finland on at plus 1.5. Or maybe what's the total? 5.5 total in the Finland-Sweden game. Finland-Sweden have a very big history, at least from watching it. It always feels like it's 3-2, 2-1 type of hockey games. But Finland plus 1.5, so they could lose a tight one. And Canada minus 2.5 gets us to plus 167. With a little bit of a boost, probably be closer to plus 180. Czechia gets France. They're 3.5 on the puck line there as well.
Czechia, France. I'll probably be laying the number on that one.
On Czechia?
I actually like, for people that want to get in before the thing. Like, I'm riding with Leon in Germany minus 1.5 in this game against the Danes.
So that'd be minus 1.5. Okay, so where do you come out on the lat? Because we can put something together, put it up quickly, and people can hop on it before puck drop here at 1 o'clock today.
I'm taking both of the favorites to cover, Germany and the States.
Germany and USA? Okay, let me adjust these things here. Hang on. I got pretty much every game selected in here. All right, so Germany, USA for this. Now that puck drops in both of those games in about an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm going to send it over, and we'll get that up right away. And what would you throw in for the games tomorrow, Huss? We got Canada minus 2.5. We had to make a plan that Finland game. Would you just take Finland straight up at plus 157 as opposed to the puck line, even though it's going into a parlay?
I kind of like that.
It is a massive game for the Finns tomorrow.
Totally. They're going to be in a very ornery mood as well after losing to the Slovaks in the fashion that they did. I didn't think Rantanen was very good. Hintz, all those guys. I think they come out, and against their biggest rival, I think the Swedes will bring out the best in the Finns. So, I look at that game as basically a coin flip. I don't think Sweden, like with Leo Carlsson out, I don't think Sweden is like head and shoulders above the Finns. I love their blue line. I think their top 4 on the blue line is elite, but Heiskanen wasn't even there last year for the event, and he's there now. So, like, I guess I'll be the guy to make the case for Finland. Could they lose? Absolutely. It's a very, very tough game. But I think the number makes sense in and along with the Canada game.
Yeah, Finland on the money line, and Canada minus 2.5 is plus 347 just with the two games. And that's a really good number. We'll get it boosted to probably plus 360. And then we just focus on the two of the bigger games on tomorrow's sked. I mean, I'll say this. It doesn't sound good. But when Morrissey got hurt, I did think about Jets fans who want a higher draft pick. I was like, that depending on what the injury is, could benefit the Jets down the stretch where don't have to mail it in, but you're missing one of your top 3 most important players.
I'll say if there was ever a time for Josh to be out, this would be the year. And to be honest, outside of Hellebuck, there's no, I mean, like Connor and Scheifele are great, but Morrissey's the most important guy, on that team. And it's probably not close. I mean, there's just no one that could step in Josh's role and, keep the team's head above water. So just for his sake, I hope he's able to come back to the tournament. We all remember him getting sick and having to go back to the hotel for the game. The gold medal game last year in Boston. So, but yeah, from a Jets perspective, unless management is still somehow deluded enough to think that, they're just a 12-game heater away from getting back into it, he'll probably be shut down. If he doesn't play the rest of the tournament, I think you could see him out for a while.
Well, here's Elliot tweeted this about 3 minutes ago. Post game, John Cooper told to Sportsnet Kyle Espukaskis that Josh Morrissey tried to come back but couldn't. They are hopeful that it's not serious. So that is the latest as of almost noon on the day of the game. So we'll see. You always worry about the tried to come back but couldn't. So
yeah, these guys, and like, this is the thing. This isn't game 50 of the regular season where a guy gets nicked up and they're like, okay, well, we'll get it checked out and we'll just err on the side of caution. Like, there's so much competition, and the second you're out, there's some guy in there taking your spot. So these guys are going to fight and do everything they can to stay in the lineup. So the fact that he came back, tried it, couldn't go, I think is a little more concerning, certainly for Canada and for Jet fans. But just on a personal level, he's such a great guy. You want to see him be able to be a part of a gold medal winning team and not be in a tracksuit for a second consecutive gold medal, assuming we hopefully get the job done and win.
We're going to have both of those parlays up here shortly, probably by the end of the show. So I'll recap them before you give the numbers. Huss, just a couple of funny things from... well, let me ask you this. How much more enjoyable is it watching hockey when the boards are just rotating ads the whole time?
Okay, it's so funny you said this. So Remus, my partner on Winnipeg Sports Talk,
and Beauty himself,
has been so triggered by the digital board ads. This is a common thing where he's bitching about it on the show. And I've sort of been like, I'm a whatever guy. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. Well, last night, I just click on my X app, and you know how they have, how if you go into the, the news, today's news?
Today's news, yes.
It is right there. If you go to today's news, Olympic dasher boards ditch digital ads for cleaner look. The first guy there is Remus.
I see Remus as the first guy there as well.
And if you click this, the first tweet is Drance quote-tweeting Remus. His tweet now has 1.2K likes. He has basically gone viral from his complaint. He just said, the best part of Olympic hockey is no digital board ads. And this thing has been humming for, like, last night it had 330 likes. So now it's at 1,200.
Once you catch that wave, man, it's just going to keep going now.
Well, and the thing is, people are talking about it now. Like this one, he might be able to get into the 2K territory and get tweet of the year from the WST from our end of year wrap up. The tweet of the year. But to your question, yeah, I will say this. There's lots of things about the Olympics that I've always hated. The way they gatekeep all the archives and the television rights, and a lot of times, at least in the past, they've been sort of on the corruption level of FIFA. I mean, going to Sochi the way they did, all of those things. But when it comes down to the actual competition, there's nothing better. And in all of the other sports, it is the standard. Hockey's a little different because of the professional nature of everything. But there really is something pure about what we're watching right now, what we got a chance to see today. And there's no doubt about it that the visuals of it, without the digital board ads and just the Olympic, the Olympic thing, it's definitely better to watch. And it, I think, also, gives, that it makes all the highlights and everything a legacy of truly where it is, not Bud Light or McDonald's or whatever on the ads that are supporting everything. Hey, by the way, was it just me, or was there more TV timeouts in the Canada game than there was in the games yesterday?
I'll be honest with you, man. I wasn't even paying attention to that.
I thought that there was only one TV timeout in the games that I watched yesterday, like around the 10-minute mark. And then there were more in this game. Now, I'm not sure whether that's an arrangement. I could be definitely wrong. If anyone is in the chat and can say either way, like if you watched the Slovakia-Finland game yesterday, I thought that there might have been less breaks and less TV timeouts. Now, maybe it was the nature of the game because you don't do it after icings, you don't do it after goals. I imagine they're using those same rules. But I could have sworn that I was expecting just the one to happen, and then there were multiple in the periods today.
What's coming up on WST, buddy?
Oh, man, we're just going to continue this. We're going to be talking. We'll be talking the game, the latest on Josh Morrissey, the good. And, I mean, there wasn't really much bad to talk about. Look ahead to that. And then, we'll be following our first look at Helly in the net for Team USA against the Latvians. And your guy, Dry. What do you expect from Draisaitl? Speaking of, if people, let me just see here.
I expect him to be a monster. Like,
think he scores?
Well, I'm a little bit curious.
Goal prop, last minute little goal prop on Leon.
I mean, yeah, but I wonder if he has to play a bit more of a facilitator on this team than when he's with Connor and on the power. I wonder if it's a little bit of a different role. But what's the number you got on Draisaitl for a goal?
I'm just looking at to score -105, will not score -126. Stützle to score +160. Player points. And the Draisaitl point number is insane, -556. Stützle's -311. You know what? I don't know. How do I not put a little sprinkle
on the goal? Yeah, a little sprinkle on it. All right, man. Enjoy those games. Hopefully Helly plays well for fans in Winnipeg, at least up until they face Canada in the gold medal game. And then,
exactly. Yeah. Then he comes back. And you enjoy two guys and a goalie. I'm sure you got some great Canada topics coming up. And tomorrow we'll act as a bit of a pre-gamer. And along with, we'll be able to talk about Draisaitl, Hellebuck, and the rest. Our first look at these other four teams. Our guy Nick Ehlers as well. So
we'll have everybody get a look at already. So that's good. Okay, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow. There you go.
Later, bud.
That is Huss from Winnipeg Sports Talk. So I adjusted the one parlay a little bit. If you want to get on it, it should be up for the next hour and 10 minutes or so. Only got a pretty good boost on the other one. So the Lock Shop Partner Parlay today, Germany to win by 2 goals and the United States to win by 4. So I moved the 4.5 to 3.5. Okay, so Germany to win by 2 or more, U.S. to win by 4 or more, plus 200. And then the parlay for tomorrow, which was plus 347, has been boosted to plus 415, which is a juicy boost. Canada to win by 3 or more again, and Finland to take that one on the money line against Sweden tomorrow. That's at plus 415. So we've got both of those waiting for you over on the EST specials page at playalberta.ca. Play Alberta, obviously the title sponsor of everything we do here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Download the Play Alberta app as well. But those are 2 that we tossed up today. Germany to win by 2 goals or more. USA to win by 4 or more. That's a nice little sweat for you this afternoon. If you want to get on that one, you can monitor both of those games at the same time. And then tomorrow, Canada to win by 3 or more and Finland to upset Sweden. That one comes in at plus 415, boosted from plus 347. 2 guys and a goalie is on the way with myself, Cass, and Gager. We'll dive into McDavid. McDavid was from physical early in this game as well. Kind of set the tone, man. I loved it. Felt like playoff McDavid out there today. So we'll dive into McDavid. We'll dive into McDavid, Celebrini, and Wilson. We'll dive in some goals from some of the newcomers. Mark Stone finds a way to put one in the back of the net. Jordan Binnington answers the bell. Morrissey is hurt. We'll get into all of that coming up on 2 guys and a goalie for GS Construction. That is going to do it for the Lock Shop. Thank you very much for joining us today. Best of luck if you're hopping on those parlays, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.